Good evening, namaste sabhi ko. So all the viewers who are here with us today, a very warm welcome to all of you. This session would be with LPU. I am waiting for the host to join. Just give me a minute.
Hello.
Yes, Gautam, I'm already live.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. A very good afternoon. A very good evening.
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. Hello, viewers. Good evening, and welcome to yet another live session with another household name, Sonal Goyal. Ma'am, I'm really glad that you could join us today. So,
Thank
hi, and welcome on to the online platform of LPU.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, the very first question I'd like to start with is it's 2021. So, how is the year 2021 treating you so far?
It has been treating me well. So last, I think 3 days we have seen, I stay in like NCR at present. So it's like one of the, in fact, today morning was one of the chilliest and a foggy morning because when I went for my walk and run, so, it was thick, dense fog. But yes, 2021 has been, I think for all of us, it's quite upbeat. Whatever challenges we all, as human beings, we have faced in the last year 2020, especially due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which hit and affected all of us, in some way or the other. So we are now hopeful, and especially today is very relevant for all of us. We are proud to be Indians. Today, Honorable Prime Minister Sir has actually, formally launched the COVID-19 vaccine, and he has also, kind of given that kind of a trust and faith in all of us that yes, we are we have sailed through this phase. The humanity has shown resilience, and we all will come out of this very soon. So I think today is even more important as far as 2021 is concerned. Yeah.
Certainly, ma'am. I'm pretty sure that we'll come out of it beautifully. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, talking of 2021, everyone has some particular resolutions and some particular goals to achieve. So, are there any, goals that you'd like to share with us? Any goals you can make public? Talking of SDGs and goals.
Yeah, SDGs. So I'll be, because the topic today, which I thought I should discuss with the young people, is that a sustainable future, the role of the youth's role in making SDGs a reality. That definitely I'll be discussing. But frankly, if you ask me that any New Year resolution, I generally don't have many resolutions every year. I mean, but yes, of course, two, three things I have kind of thought of in my mind, and I really want to do something more effectively for society. I feel because last like 12 to 13 years as an administrator, I have seen the working in field. I have been in Tripura, I have been in Haryana. So I actually want to kind of have that more connect to people, and I want to connect more with the youth of India. And definitely I would like to work more towards the realization of SDG goals. And of course, whatever in my capacity, wherever I would be working even in future, I would try that I am able to contribute to the most effective way. That's on the official front. And of course, on my personal front, I have kind of thought of that I have two kids, so maybe give them some more motherly time to them. I will try this year. And of course, I'll keep on working on my own health and fitness that I started kind of in 2018, and every year I'm trying to improve on that. So that of course remains in back of my mind. Yes.
Very well. So, you're contributing to individual goals on an individual level, isn't it? That's beautiful. So, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you're working very well in that regard. So, ma'am, talking of youth and SDGs, the India is a pretty young country. So, the average age of
India is
India
the
goes.
youngest country in the world. India is the youngest country in the world. Yeah. Hmm.
Certainly, the average age of India goes by 26, I believe, and the average age of
Yeah.
US and China lies somewhere in the 30s, 36, 37, 38. So, ma'am, how
Hmm.
exactly do you think India, being a young country, can contribute, and how can youth contribute, so as India gets a hike in the ranking, in the SDG index ranking?
Okay. So, before commenting on to that directly, I would briefly discuss about the Sustainable Development Goals, how the idea was there. So, United Nations, because it's a multilateral organization in which there are various partner countries belonging to different continents of the world. And whether we are an underdeveloped nation or we are developing or we are a developed nation, more or less we have similar kind of issues. Of course, the level or the scale of the issue may be, much more relevant to one nation and it may be lesser relevant to another nation. So in a way, because we are working in an ecosystem in which we are all interdependent and we are all kind of working in a partnership and a collaborative way. So United Nations kind of they detailed out these 17 SDGs, so 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and they gave the idea to achieve them by 2030. So 2030, the development agenda, 2030 development agenda has 17 SDGs. So which talks about reducing inequality, which talks about addressing hunger, which talks about gender empowerment or equality for females, which also talks about cleaner air and having a clean environment, which talks about quality education, which also talks about youth empowerment. So all these 17 sustainable development goals are very much relevant to India as a nation. And as I have mentioned that India is the youngest country in the world. So by stating that, we mean that the population between 15 to 45. So the demographically, the population between 15 to 45 is considered to be most productive and it is expected to contribute most effectively to the development of any nation. So India is blessed to have that kind of a demography. So that kind of population is expected to kind of shoulder the responsibility of development of our country. And there are various ways and mechanisms in which the youth can contribute towards the sustainable development goals. I would delve into youth's role at a later stage. Initially, I want to, in fact, mention from the administrative point of view, like how India, has been kind of contributing towards achieving these sustainable development goals. So in India, actually, the monitoring and implementation of sustainable development goals at central level is being done by Niti Aayog. At the central level, that means at the level of Government of India, it is being done by Niti Aayog. And of course, at various levels of the state governments, there are different organizations which have been formed in various states. And the mandate or the agenda by Niti Aayog says that each state should be kind of trying and attempting to interlink the implementation of their programs and policies with the SDGs. So, for example, if we talk about sanitation, so sanitation may we all know we have had Swachh Bharat Mission. So Swachh Bharat Mission program was launched, and since the program has been launched, it is not only talking about improving the sanitation and hygiene practices of the community. It also talks about making the towns, making the villages open defecation free. It also talks about ensuring that these initiatives are sustainable. So when we are talking about sustainability, any initiative would be sustainable only and only if it has a local involvement or it has a community participation. So by community participation, I mean that the community or the area where the program is being implemented, they take the ownership. So किसी भी गांव में किसी भी पंचायत में वो प्रोग्राम इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है तो उन गांव के लोगों की इन्वॉल्वमेंट है. And if there is something going wrong, they report to the authorities rather than authorities kind of having that fault finding mission. So this is a kind of mechanism which is being trying to followed up. So we have Niti Aayog at the central government level. We have organizations or the agencies at various state governments. They have, they have these regulatory bodies which have their meetings, and also the policy documents are existing at the central as well as state government level. And in India, it is very important aspect that is being given importance is ensuring the local participation. So community level governance, community driven governance is one of the major focus aspect behind the implementation and to realize the 2030 agenda of SDGs. So that is a kind of approach which we in our country are trying to follow it up. And of course, youth are a very important pillar in that. Yes.
Very well, ma'am. So much is expected of youth, isn't it? But ma'am, there is a line between expectations and between what is really happening. You see, when we talk of India, it ranks second when it comes to population. It ranks second when it comes to, traffic-related deaths. Ranks third globally when it comes to carbon dioxide emission. Ranks 14th when it comes to global climatic risk index. On the other hand, when we talk about the SDG index of 2020, a former year, we ranked 117 on 166. Whereas Sweden ranked first, Denmark ranked second. So where is it that we are majorly lacking?
If we are talking about India, so India, we have a, quasi-federal structure. So in quasi-federal structure, you have states, you have union territories, and of course, there is a difference in the way a union territory is being governed and difference in the way a state is being governed. Also, we have few subjects which are, there are three types of list. So one is a center list, one is a state list, and one is a concurrent list. So on center list, of course, the subjects on which only the central government can formulate and make policies or the rules. The center list on which, of course, like police is a state subject. So the state subject, जिसके अंदर the concerned state government would be having that power, and concurrent list जिसमें both center and state governments have the power. So when we are talking about India में one of the reasons, I would not say that we have totally failed, but yes, we need to improvise a lot. This kind of cooperative federalism or this kind of quasi-federalism has enabled us to move forward. There are various states and UTs in our own country which have जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छा किया है. Their ranking, if we are talking about at the national level, their ranking is better as compared to the other states. So now I think क्योंकि इसके ऊपर पहले focus भी नहीं था, frankly, if you also, if we all reflect. So the focus which is now on SDG, especially, with respect to the climate change, especially with respect to the environment, pollution. So जो impact और जो हम बात आज कर रहे हैं, वो शायद 5 या 10 साल पहले उस पे इतना नहीं होता था. So that is the reason we have kind of, move forward. And I am very much sure that, we have like now entered into the last decade for the 2030 agenda. So it is like 2030 agenda के लिए, this is the last decade. So 2021 has already started. We have now close to like 10 years or a decade to attain that agenda. But I think now governments are trying also to have their annual targets, have their annual or the हर साल में उनको क्या अचीव करना है, वो क्या अचीव कर सकते हैं. So that thing also now states are trying to delineate, and Niti Aayog is also kind of monitoring it. I am very much hopeful. We all understand that अभी हम middle level पे भी नहीं आए हैं ranking में. out of all the nations which are partner of the United Nations. So in that ranking, we are not even at the middle level. We are kind of towards less than 50% वाला जो हमारा merit है उसमें है. But yes, India has been a forefront runner on most of the agendas at the international or the world level. And I'm very much sure that we will be improvising, of course, with the collective and the shared responsibility. Yes.
Most certainly, ma'am. And we are improving. 50 from a score of 50 in 2018 to a score of 60 something in 2019, and now we are at a score of 63, I believe, right? Isn't it? So we certainly are improving. The rate certainly is a little low, but we are improving, and I believe that youth and all of us basically will help in the hike of rank. So, ma'am, when we talk of the 2030 agenda, and we are in the last decade of it, certainly. So this year, I presume, we'll celebrate the 6th year anniversary of this particular thing. So not talking of India, but talking of world as a whole, how far do you think we have come, and do you think that this 2030 thing is an achievable thing?
It is kind of it still needs a lot to be observed. We are still, having say like a decade or so. So when we are talking about this agenda, I won't be the appropriate person, to comment whether it is realistic or not. But we are all in a kind of we are all in a kind of that situation that कि नहीं करने का तो ऑप्शन नहीं है. I mean, we don't have the option of not performing, or we don't have the option of not doing. Since we have to do, so how best we can do, that is important. So for example, if I talk about इंडिया के बारे में, अगर हम अपने देश के बारे में बात करें, सो व्हाट हैव बीन आई मेंशन्ड कि सेंट्रल लेवल पे और स्टेट लेवल पे भी there are various initiatives being taken for sustainable development. So sustainable development कोई भी प्रोग्राम पॉलिसी में बात करते हैं उसमें हमेशा ये कीवर्ड की तरह से रहता है. रिसेंटली अगर हम बात करें, आपने सबने व्यूअर्स ने भी फॉलो किया होगा नमामि गंगे मिशन. So we all had that notion that river Ganges has to be clean, या उसको हमें गंगा को साफ करना है. बट ये जब प्रोग्राम लॉन्च हुआ, so this नमामि गंगे मिशन जब ये लॉन्च हुआ, so this is specifically linked to one SDG, of course we'll know. And also since there is a separate funding allocated to this, so now we know कि it would be achieved. Since government ने इसका specifically earmark किया है fund, and they are taking initiatives towards that. So this is directly linked to one SDG, SDG 6. And it will also kind of helping us, it will be helping us in cleaning river Ganga, which is overall kind of very sacred and otherwise also one of the largest water body in our country. Similarly, if we talk about gender equality, if we talk about, reducing inequality or women empowerment, Government of India launched a program, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Mission. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Mission was launched in 2015. हमने पहले भी इससे पहले PCPNDT एक्ट का एनफोर्समेंट देखा. वी हैव सीन सो मेनी नंबर ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स फॉर एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ वुमेन. नाउ since we have specifically the programs being launched, so it is being taken up not only in Haryana, it is being also taken up in Tripura, it is also being taken up in Mizoram, it is also being taken up in Lakshadweep. So what I want to say is कि indirectly we are linking these flagship programs to the SDGs, or vice versa also we can say that SDGs are indirectly linked to the flagship programs, which are very much relevant. If we are talking about air pollution, or if we are talking about increasing the resource efficiency or improving the quality of air, so people who are staying in NCR और जिन्होंने otherwise भी follow किया होगा last 2-3 साल में, during these winter season especially, the region is covered under smog, and we have had various kind of guidelines being issued, or the advisories being issued not only by the National Green Tribunal NGT, Also, there were some compliances which were, being ensured through Supreme Court. There were few of the states of which the administrative officers were also appearing in the court, and they were, they were kind of these compliances which are being ensured. So they are indirectly or directly linked to the SDGs. And if we are talking about India, most of the SDGs are linked in one way or the other. In one way or the other, it is actually linked. Health की अगर हम बात करें, if we talk about ensuring health, we have so many national health mission. We had national health mission. We have you know so many other kind of vaccination programs, immunization programs. Today again the COVID-19 vaccine has been rolled out. So इस तरीके से जो भी हमारे programs हैं, they are talking about SDGs. They are talking about realization of 2030 agenda. Quality education की हम बात करें, which is SDG number 4. So the national education policy, it is indirectly directly linked to improving the quality of education and creating an equity in providing the quality education. So these are small examples which I am mentioning. SDG number 11 है making the cities safe, resilient, and making the growth sustainable. So it is talking about developing city infrastructure. It is talking about more improvised urban development strategies. So in India also, Ministry of Urban Development, which is now Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, it rolled out a very important flagship program, Smart Cities Mission. In Smart Cities Mission, initially there were few cities selected, then it was increased to 100, then there were additional cities selected, and which is talking about not only redevelopment, it is also talking about retrofitting, it is also talking about refurbishing and making the development in the cities sustainable. So I am citing these examples to show कि हम अगर mind में हम कई बार आज भी clarity शायद नहीं होती, क्योंकि we have not actually read in details about sustainable development goals, और जो भी हमने पढ़ा है हमको ये लगता है कि शायद ये हमारे लिए relevant नहीं है. But I would just like to request that please try and relate जो भी sustainable development goals में बात है, it is directly indirectly related to our own general well-being. It is related to the development of the place where we are staying. वो गांव, वो शहर, वो जिला, प्रदेश और देश. So this is a chain, and we all can contribute in that.
Very well, ma'am. I certainly believe that. So you talked about new education policy and then Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. We also have Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and various steps being taken. So is it okay to say
Yeah.
that we are, bettering ourselves in certain SDGs and our condition is worsening in certain SDGs? Because if we were improving in all the aspects, we would have ranked much better. So can you classify them in which SDGs are we lacking?
I don't think that we are worsening. I mean, out of the 17 SDGs, I don't think we are. I mean, as a country, we are worsening in any of the SDGs. It is also always an attempt. ये हो सकता है कि किसी गोल में प्रोग्रेस बेटर है, किसी गोल में प्रोग्रेस कम है, right? So that is because, as I mentioned, that there are some states and there are some UTs, and the way they are being governed, that is different. And then there are some subjects which are state subjects, some subjects on which only center has power, and some subjects which are in the concurrent list. So that dynamics is always there, and that dynamics is actually that dynamics decides many a things. So I will not agree that we have failed. I would say that yes, we have performed better in some and need to improvise in others. I would rather put it like this. Yeah.
Certainly, ma'am. So, ma'am, someone in the comments has talked about SDG number 8, that is, work and economic growth. And someone saying that there is less improvement in that particular SDG. So, ma'am, if we talk about our economy, we were supposed to reach $5 trillion economy by 2023. So, and I am pretty sure we are failing at that because that is more unachievable now if we look at the stats. So, ma'am, you also said that I'm pretty sure we're not, failing. So, is not achieving a goal not failing?
So, you know, if you read, in fact, मेरे पास अभी वो document तो नहीं है, so that I can read the exact words. But जो SDGs का जो agenda जो start करते हैं, so it is a kind of just a moment. I really don't have that, but I cannot recall the exact words. But it basically has a kind of an idea. I mean, they are kind of deliverables, but those deliverables are in kind of advisories, right? So it is like this. When we are talking about SDG number 8, which talks about promoting, I think, inclusive and sustainable economic growth. As far as our country is concerned, yes, of course, जो आपने यू नो बात बोली कि हमारा जो 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का जो मैंडेट है that we may not be able to achieve. Yes, I agree we may not be able to achieve, but that does not mean that government is not working or our society as a whole is not working on promoting the economic growth. If we talk about last year, there were a lot of upheavals, there were a lot of issues and challenges. In our own country, government is trying to bring more and more transparency in working of government. So when आपने सुना होगा GST was rolled out. So GST was a kind of a shift from the earlier taxation system in the indirect taxes. Then government also, last year shifted to faceless. So in the faceless, they are trying to reduce the contact between the department and the consumer or the citizen. We also have many initiatives being taken up under ease of doing business. So under ease of doing business, government is trying to promote the innovations, promote the businesses. And even in Haryana, I would mention that Haryana from last 2 years, it has been always in the top three states across the country which has been performing well in the EODB business rankings. Besides that, last year, Honorable Prime Minister in May 2020 launched Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So when the Honorable Prime Minister launched, there was also an economic package relief which was announced for various categories of people. And the idea was not only to support the big businessmen, but the focus was to promote local innovations. Focus was to promote, हमारा जो local जो प्रोड्यूसर हैं, those who are locally innovating, उनको बढ़ावा देने के लिए this kind of initiative has been launched, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, and we also have, seen people getting support in that, and also there is a clarion call by Honorable Prime Minister for vocal for local. So support the local. So whether it is handloom, handicraft, or cottage industry, or anything which is being manufactured in our country, usko support kare. So I think when we're talking about economic growth, all these steps are being taken by government. But yes, of course, economy is driven by various other factors. And even though we may not be able to achieve the particular target figure, but yes, the trends are definitely on a positive side. Yes.
Most certainly, ma'am. So, ma'am, we talked about states and the rankings of states, right, in a particular thing. So, ma'am, if we talk about rankings of state in the SDG index, states of India, Kerala ranks first, and I believe
Yeah.
Bihar ranks last. Is it so? So, ma'am, is it
I
the
can't
youth of the
recall the I can't recall the the ranking exactly right now. I can't recall. But yes, I think states like Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and I think Karnataka, they are, just a moment. I had one
Sure.
of the key document which mentioned about. So maybe, yeah. I mean, because this thing we have already, discussed that there are few states which are performing good and there are few states which are, lagging behind. So, I mean, now the state governments, yeah. So this states that Kerala and Himachal Pradesh are the front runners
Yeah.
with a score of 69, and Chandigarh and Puducherry are front runners among the UTs. So
Yes, ma'am.
Kerala, Himachal Pradesh amongst the states, and Chandigarh and Puducherry amongst the UTs. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all right. So
these
we
states
still
and
do not.
UTs are front runners. Yeah.
So we still have runners, right? We still do not have any achievers with a perfect score of 100.
Yeah. So they are in the score of like 69, 68.
Exactly.
Yes. This is their score. Yes.
So, ma'am, when we talk about a particular state, is it like, let's talk about the states which are ranking last. So, is it the government to blame? Is it the youth to blame? Who is it? We can not even, shifting the blame onto someone's shoulders. But what exactly, is playing a major role in doing this?
I would say that it is a shared responsibility. To an extent, of course, major responsibility lies with the government. So as to ensure that the implementation is proper and appropriate. Also, to an extent, it also lies on the shoulders of the people or the community. And of course, youth are a very important part of the community. So, if I talk about like Swachh Bharat Mission, may we have seen that our Prime Minister, repeatedly mentioned about making it a Jan Andolan. And स्वच्छ भारत मिशन की अगर हम बात करें, अगर ये इसकी प्रोग्रेस अच्छी आई या हम इसमें काफी कुछ अचीव कर पाए, वो इसीलिए कर पाए कि लोगों ने इसमें कलेक्टिव ओनरशिप दिखाई. सो पीपल एट देयर ओन लेवल ऑल्सो हैव बिल्ड टॉयलेट्स. दे हैव इंश्योर्ड कि जो टॉयलेट्स बन रहे हैं उनकी टेक केयर की जाए और उसको खराब ना किया जाए. एंड द इनिशिएटिव्स आर सस्टेनेबल, so this kind of ownership is very much important to make any initiative sustainable. So if we talk about Kerala, so Kerala, may we all know that because of the very high literacy rate, because of the that kind of a society wherein women and men are at equal stature to, or I would say much better, women are much better placed as compared to many other states in our country. So that is the reason, maybe because the society is awakened, the society may, both the genders are better placed off. So they are able to realize the SDGs better. So what inference do we draw? So the inference which we draw is that it is an ecosystem, it is the entire ecosystem जिसके अंतर्गत जो लोग उसके पास स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, चाहे वो स्टेक होल्डर्स यूथ हो, चाहे स्टेक होल्डर्स विलेज में रहने वाले सरपंच हो, चाहे वो ओल्ड एज पीपल हो, चाहे वो वहाँ के स्कूल्स हो, कॉलेजेस हो, या वहाँ के आंगनवाड़ी सेंटर हो, और हेल्थ वर्कर्स हो, जनरल पब्लिक हो, दे आर all kind of taking that ownership and responsibility, and they are ensuring that the implementation of these programs is good and benefit reaches to the intended beneficiary. This is very important.
Very well. So, ma'am, how do you think that public and private partnerships are essential for the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals?
The achievement of sustainable development goals is simply not possible without the partnership of all stakeholders in the society is important. If we see last year 2030 May, we as humanity have learned so many things. I was posted at that time in Gurugram is a millennial city of Haryana, and we have so many different kind of people staying here. We have migrant population, we have people who are staying in private sector. We have foreign nationals also who are working here. We have people who are daily migrating, from adjoining other cities and states. And during this COVID-19 pandemic, we saw so much of support from the private sector and civil society organizations. So while government was at the forefront, rehabilitating the migrant people, उनको रखना, उनके boarding lodging provide करना, उनका fooding देना. Also, we saw partnership of various NGOs, civil society organizations coming up and kind of helping and supporting, our efforts. So distribution of food, clothes, and all such kind of items to people living in slums, people living in camps. This is also one SDG. I mean, reducing poverty and reducing hunger. This is also one of the SDG. So this SDG of reducing poverty and hunger, when we're talking about public-private partnership, you of course, हम लोग जहाँ भी रहते हैं, हम आसपास में देख सकते हैं that we may be having some slum area besides our colonies, besides our residential areas, or if not slum areas, some people who are not well off, जिनको शायद डेली का खाना नहीं मिल पा रहा है, who are begging on streets. So this kind of society people still need our help. And we, even though we are working in private sector, या हम कोई business में भी हैं, या हमारा कोई NGO है, या कोई organization है, या हम individual capacity में, why we can't, come forward and help them? Any SDG, कोई भी SDG आप उठा के देख लीजिए, whether it is talking about peace. But there is one SDG which talks about promoting peace. I think SDG number 16. So promoting peace and having more inclusive societies. So what does that mean? That we should manage and we should behave, we should inculcate a behavior in which human beings are socially responsible. Then only you will be having peace and inclusive society. So it indirectly also means that there should be a reduction in the crime rate. We should have tolerance towards each other. We should also have kind of that orientation of the needs of other people. So, all these things are interrelated, and we are not, we cannot actually survive without support of each other.
Certainly, ma'am. So, ma'am, talking of pandemic, it has taken one entire year, right, from us. So it's been almost a year into pandemic, and this has certainly, affected SDGs in a negative way as well as in a positive way. Talking about positive ways, the climate action has improved, land life below water has improved, life on land has improved, but it has also affected SDG number one, that is, no poverty, number two, zero hunger, number three, good health, and number eight as well, the economy of the country. So how can India as a country cope up with all of these, all of the loss once the pandemic is over?
I mean, if we don't talk about India, but there are certain countries which have, seen Renaissance and which have recouped, even after World War One, World War Two. So, yeah, so, nothing is impossible, so as to say. Of course, we have had various kind of natural disasters also. We have witnessed in, last few years, kind of Bhuj earthquake, or, floods in various parts of the country in which, the infrastructure is damaged, and you don't foresee any chance of rehabilitation, at least for next 10 to 15 years. I would say that, thankfully, we have been able to work as a team. India as a nation, I'm quite hopeful that we would be recouping it very soon. Of course, as you already mentioned, that we have benefited a lot on many fronts. Like we saw that, how our water bodies became clean, rivers became clean, how the wildlife or the animals got their ecosystems restored, how we were having less instances of the pollutions being reported. Also, at individual level, since we were working on home, there were digital connects more or more established. So there was, kind of more connect with the family, which was kind of earlier, somewhere gone missing in the daily hustles of life. Students still are doing their online classes, whether they're in school, they're in colleges, they're in universities. Most of the private sector people, they are working, online or work from home. All these have been kind of some positive things, but yes, of course, negative, as you also mentioned, that we saw that there was impact on jobs and employment. Few of the people lost their job. There was, closure down of some businesses because of course, we were not moving out. So restaurants, hotels initially got a jolt. Many, in fact, in our area, cinema halls for that matter. So there is particular industries which have been affected. But yes, कुछ भी करना इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है. हम लोग अब, क्योंकि we are quite hopeful 2021 में, we are quite hopeful that this is a new beginning we are all kind of witnessing, and this new beginning has already started, you know. So let us take it forward. And जो हमारा call to action, I mean in SDGs document we always, you know, mention about a call to action. So we, right now we have a call to action, we have call to, you know, to ourselves, that जो 17 SDGs हैं उसके लिए हम ऑलरेडी जो एफर्ट्स दे रहे हैं, लेट अस इंटेंसिफाई देम. एंड एज अ ह्यूमैनिटी, यू नो, हमने बहुत चीज़ें सीखी भी हैं ड्यूरिंग कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक. वी हैव फेल्ट द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ, like how mental health issues were being reported, and then there were psychological sessions being organized not only at the hospitals but also by the schools, universities. We have recognized the importance of staying fit, staying healthy, having a positive environment around us. Sharing and caring became important. We understood, you know, the importance of human relations. So all these things, you know, as a society हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा, बहुत कुछ हमको problem भी आई. But yes, we are moving forward, and 2030 is not impossible, but of course it needs a lot of efforts. Yeah.
Of course, ma'am. Everything needs efforts, I believe. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, if we talk about gender equality, that is
So,
SDG 8, right?
just a moment. I think there might be some questions from from the viewers, na? If we can
Sure,
take two,
ma'am.
three comments from them, because it's already like 40 minutes since we are live.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
maybe we can have two, three comments from the viewers, because
Yeah,
I've
ma'am.
already talked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, someone saying, please talk about SDG 15, life on land. Is land degradation causing a big problem?
Of course, yes, life on land. So if you are talking, you know, one very important SDG, which is directly, indirectly relating to, is which talks about making city inclusive, making the city development, inclusive and sustainable. So which is SDG number 11. So when we're talking about SDG 15, it is talking about, making, I mean, preventing the degradation of land. So one very important aspect which is leading to the degradation of land, or which is making the land scarcely available, is the migration. So migration of people from rural part of the country to the cities. So which is in fact leading to kind of more pressures not only on the infrastructure but also pressure on the overall resources which are existing in that place. So this kind of situation is happening. So what government is now attempting, especially in India, is that also develop the villages. So गांव में भी वो development हो, so that we are able to kind of not stop, I would not say stock, but हम लोग जो हैं उस जो एक माइग्रेशन है जो कि शायद उतनी रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है उसको कम कर पाए, and we are trying to contain the population there only. So that is also one strategy which we are being followed. And of course land degradation जो हम बात करते हैं, save environment में cutting of trees, deforestation, all this, all these things are actually degrading the environment, and we as citizens should kind of ensure and contribute. So you can plant trees, you can adopt few areas where you are staying, कि वहां पे आप अपना हेल्प कीजिए, अपना सपोर्ट कीजिए. Right? I think, is there any issue in the internet? I am not able to see you. Anyways, I think there are few viewers who have actually asked about the UPSC preparation. UPSC preparation के लिए मैंने पहले भी कुछ सेशंस किए हैं एंड माय सेशंस आर अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन यूट्यूब पे भी या मेरे फेसबुक पेज पे। सो उसमें यही बात है कि सबसे पहले इम्पोर्टेंट बात ये है कि आप कब तैयारी करना चाहते हैं। यू वांट टू स्टार्ट इट अलोंग विद योर ग्रेजुएशन या ड्यूरिंग स्कूल टाइम, या जॉब के साथ करना चाहते हैं, कब करना चाहते हैं, लाइक हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स यू वांट टू इन्वॉल्व अबाउट द सिविल सर्विसेज प्रिपरेशन। और उसके साथ साथ में आफ्टर you start, yeah, there was some issue in the internet at your end. So once you decide like how many years you want to invest for your civil services, at least 2 years I would say कि 1 साल जो आपका तैयारी में देना होता है, और उससे 1 साल पहले you will have to kind of work into I think they have left, but I am continuing, no problem. So besides that, yeah, there was some issue.
Yeah, ma'am, there was a network issue.
Okay, no
So I
problem.
believe you were addressing the UPSC questions. I
Yeah.
believe
So वो question मैंने
people are
start
very
किया था.
interested to
Yeah.
know
So
about the
I'll just
preparation
complete
strategies.
that in a minute or so. So when you are actually starting your preparation, so at least 2 years आप मान के चलिए. So like 1 year for the exam process it will take, and at least 1 year before the examination. Once you are starting, so I would request that initial few months should be for the combined study of prelims and mains. And when you are nearing your prelims, because it is an objective type of paper, so लगभग 1.5 से 2 महीना आप कम से कम प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी कीजिए, एंड वंस यू आर अपेयरिंग फॉर प्रीलिम्स, आफ्टर दैट यू फोकस ऑन मेंस प्रिपरेशन, एंड ऑफ कोर्स द लेटर स्टेज इज the interview. Prelims is of course qualifying, but mains, score of mains and interview would be deciding your rank. So it is very important to give focus and attention to that. एंड ऑप्शनल, ऑफ कोर्स ऑप्शनल आप जो हैं, आपका जो ग्रेजुएशन में सब्जेक्ट रहा वो भी ले सकते हैं, या आप कोई दूसरा ऑप्शनल भी ले सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर इंटरेस्ट. एंड for mains, I would like to suggest that essay writing is very important. Also, practice of the answer writing. So, answer writing practice is very important, and also give attention to the essay. And for interview, I would like to suggest that try to be your own self. Do not try to bluff the interview board. एंड जो आपका बैकग्राउंड है उसके बारे में नॉलेज होना चाहिए, उसके बारे में बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन यू शुड हैव. एंड यू शुड हैव ऑल्सो इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट योर स्टेट, आप जहाँ से बिलोंग करते हैं. एंड दे विल ऑल्सो ट्राई टू जज दैट इफ यू आर सिलेक्टेड इन टू सिविल सर्विसेज, सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन यू वांट टू हैव टू डू टू द नेशन, या आपके माइंड में क्यों है कि आपको सिविल सर्विसेज में जाना है. So all these things, civil services के लिए important है. I would not be able to detail here in detail. People are asking about agriculture as an optional or Hindi medium. Hindi medium I know. Hindi medium में, we all understand that there is a kind of जो आपका background है उसके हिसाब से ही आप कीजिए. I mean, if you have studied your class 12 till class 12 in Hindi, I think you go for Hindi medium only. Do not think that Hindi medium वाले candidates के marks नहीं आते हैं. Every year candidates qualify with good merit even in the Hindi medium, right?
Very well. So I believe that solved all the doubts of our UPSC aspirants. So, ma'am, I think we are proceeding towards the end of this particular live session. And with this, I'd
Yeah.
like to tell you that I believe that everyone who's watching this can be considered as youth. So I want you to, give us 5 things or 5 steps or 5 things that we can do as to improve, the rank of our country as a whole. Individually, 5 small steps that can be taken by every person.
Okay. Youth, we all know the youth are, the pillar of growth. I would, in fact, rather say that India is fortunate to have a young population. and future of our country or future of our, in fact, planet. It actually depends very much on how the youth is taking the things forward. If you talk about, five things, so I would rather detail it like this, that give attention to the planet. So give attention to the planet means planet Earth. So planet Earth के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Give attention to that. So for saving environment, I will not attach it again to the SDGs, for that is, of course, for you all to link it. मैं और डिटेल में नहीं जाऊंगी since we are already discussed into that. So first and very important, planet. Second thing is give importance to the people. So people would mean that, जो भी के आसपास में लोग हैं, if you can support them economically, or if you can, have some kind of if you are into an entrepreneurship, support them. How people can, have income and wealth, especially the women, help and make women financially independent. Third is like, uh, I would say, so I've talked about planet, I've talked about people. Next thing, which, I would say not as part of directly SDG, but yes, as part of the society, which we should think of is purpose. So purpose would mean that you should, on a kind of daily uh, kind of a life, you should think that why I am doing this. कि हम ये जो काम कर रहे हैं ये क्यों कर रहे हैं, और इससे क्या किसी को बेनिफिट मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है, so why I am doing this, and थिंक जो कि मैं कर रहा हूँ या मैं कर रही हूँ, whether this will, impact positively to anybody or not. This is also very important for us to, think of. Fourth thing, of course, is I would say what benefit. So this fourth, again, it emanates from the third point wherein I talked about the purpose. So the fourth thing which I am mentioning is that profit or, benefit. So what benefit you are getting, what benefit your neighbors are getting, what benefit the society is getting. And the last and very important thing is maybe, having that peace and inclusiveness. So how you as youth can help towards maintaining peace and having an inclusive society. So that inclusive society would mean that not only you as a male, but also your colleague who is a female, she is empowered. She is also an equal partner, and there is gender parity, irrespective of all age groups. So gender parity is not only at the time of birth, but also at the time of education, at the time of marriage, at the time of old age, you know. So take care of your planet, take care of the people, take care of your purpose in life. Also give importance to the benefit which we all are deriving. And yes, let us all contribute in whatever way we can have to have a more inclusive society and to have a peace around us. That is, I think,
Certainly.
I think we as youth can do. And last thing from my side, that you are the powerhouse, and young India has the ability to achieve whatever they want. So I always say, young India, dream and achieve. So DREAM is an acronym which I use for diligence, resilience, energy, ambition, and motivation. So I repeat: diligence, resilience, energy, ambition, motivation. If you believe in this and if you act on this, nothing can stop you, and you have the power to achieve the infinite within you and contribute towards the society and the nation. I
Well,
think this is, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we do have the power, and I hope and believe that we'll achieve everything that India wishes for. Because, as is rightly said, that we are already proud to have India as our nation, and we really want India to be proud of us. So it was indeed a beautiful session with you, ma'am, and I personally have gained so much from it, and I believe that all of the viewers gained from it as well. So before bidding a farewell to Madam Sonal Goyal, I would also like to thank the student organization Ojasvi for conducting this beautiful session under Student Organization Cell under the aegis of Division of Student Welfare. Thank you very much, Organization Ojasvi, and once again, thank you, Madam Sonal Goyal. It was a beautiful session. I really wish to have you physically onto the premises of LPU, the campus of LPU, really soon as this is over. Thank you so very
Yeah.
much for joining us. I really hope to see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and my best wishes to the entire team. My best wishes to all the viewers who all have joined us here and who will be watching the session maybe after some time. Best wishes to all of you. Let us all keep empowering each other. Let us all keep helping each other. Thank you. Jai Hind.